everyone, this is Ren from Strong Girls Knits, and I'm back again for another week. Oh, well, it's been a few weeks since you've seen me last, and I'm trying to convince my cat to come up here and join us. Come on, Zippy. Come on. Come on. Come on. He just popped up in the pumpkin video I just did. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Anyways, and this is Zippy, my cat. Hey everyone, how are you doing? As I said, I'm Ren from Strong Girls Knits, and I would like to give a little shout out to my daughter's friends. I know at least one of them who recently subscribed to the channel was, it was Miss Evie. So hello, Miss Evie. Yeah, it was Evie. There's Erin, Evie, and Elizabeth. I get the names a little mixed up sometimes. So anyways, let's talk about knitting. I actually have 2 FOs this week, and I actually have a sewing like a dress that I just sewed. I finished it last week, but I didn't feel like going all the way upstairs to go get it, so yeah, we're not going to see that today. I'll talk about it next time. But let's go ahead and do our finished objects. So I finished this one. Again, I just have to weave the ends in on it, but a pair of socks, so apparently there is a pattern that goes through this, and I just didn't realize it, but, and then here's the other sock. They don't match up at all. They are fraternal twins. So, but, yeah, this was one of my last few gift knits this year. Excuse me, sorry. All I have left is a sweater that I'm going to show here in a minute that I need to finish, and a shawl that I still need to cast on. But yeah, this was, I can't remember what this yarn was. Hold on. Okay, well, Zippy's gone now. He didn't like me sorting through my purse, but this is the yarn. It's a Regia yarn that I knit from. It's actually a destash from a friend's, a destash from a friend of mine. And I was kind of worried about knitting these socks, so I knit these on 2.5, which I probably should have went down a needle size. I just grabbed the needles because I was using it for demonstration for my 2 at a time, or my toe up sock class that I was doing with Kristen. So those were like the first bigger needles I found, kind of in a hurry, so I just went with it. That's why like the entire leg is ribbed, because I had a friend of mine try on, who's the same foot size as who this is for, try it on, and definitely needed the ribbing for the leg because it helps cinch it in. So the foot's going to be a little, might be a little loose, but I figure if you wear it over, and I'm going to say that too, just wear it over a pair of like tights or stockings in your boots and you'll be good. So, but anyways, Regia D-Stash, it's an older brand. And I feel like she bought this when like Regia was such a big deal. It's still a big deal, but I feel like they're not as popular as they were at one point. I know they were a huge deal when they were doing their Harry Potter colorways, which I would love to get my hands on one of those. Still would. They're not like that special by any means, but like I would still want the Harry Potter yarns that they came out with. So this is my first one. Need to have a weave-in party and take pictures. So right, on to my next one. This was part of the Monster Knit Along that I think it's Instagram only, and I will put down here who the 2 people are hosting it, but I love the idea. And then I made this for myself. I'm still getting the hang of toe up, like the length that I need for myself, like when to stop and start increasing, which I did go a little shorter than I had been for previous socks of mine, but I still need to go just a tad bit shorter. So like I said, this is scrap yarn, and they're slightly different from the other ones just because this black bit right here, which is a Regia yarn as well, it's a striping, so the sections are a little different on each of those when it comes to that. And same with the yellow, it's a slightly striping one, which you saw last week for the yellow pair of socks that I did. Anyway, so we've got yellow, this is the Regia, and then this and these 2 are the same. I got that from Cheryl. Just a gray, more of a cream, and another gray, and then the gray and black that is used pretty much throughout, and then just a solid black, and then I did the ribbing in this. I did, except for the toe is 20 rounds that I did in the yellow. All these other ones are all 10 rounds, and then the heel I did in black, and then so I stopped with the yellow, then did the heel in black, and did the next 10 rows of the leg in the black, just so from the front, well, from the front, it continues with that pattern of alternating. And I just kind of liked, I don't know, just kind of like that for the back. No big deal. I mean, there was really no reasoning behind that, except that I just wanted it equal parts. Except this, the ribbing is, it's got, I think it's like 12 rows, because I knit the first row just because I didn't want, what do you call it, the purl side. I kind of hate when, like, if I were to just instantly start doing ribbing, when I switch to yellow, you would see the bits of the black, and I didn't want that, so I knit one row of the yellow and then continued with the ribbing. So, but yeah, I really like these. A little sad they're a little big, but maybe after a wash it'll shrink it up just a little bit. Probably not a lot, but, and these are really fun. I did knit the majority of the ends. I knit in, if I can, sorry, I have cat hair on me. The majority of the ends I did knit in as I worked these, so I think it's just a few at the beginning, and of course the end bits that I have to weave in. So I've got all kinds of yarn right there. I'm actually going to cast on some short socks, cuff down, and it's going to be like purples and greens. So yeah, I don't have, well, purples and blues, and I might have to add some green because I don't quite have enough for a full pair of socks, or at least some short socks for me. I might have to ask Cheryl, if you're watching, if she has any purples and purples, blues, maybe even greens that she would like to donate to my socks. So she is a great friend. So she actually bought me some pumpkin marshmallows and a drink as well to review for my channel. So I greatly appreciated that. All right, on to the works in progress. As I said, I have socks that I'm about to cast on, and then other than that, and a shawl that I need to cast on as well. But I'm working on this. What is it? It's an interweave pattern. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Interweave pattern, and I cannot quite remember what it is. I'll put it down here if I remember. But it's a pullover for James. It's seed stitch throughout. So it's got a whole body. It was actually supposed to be knit in pieces and then sewn together, and I don't like sewing together at all. So I knit the body all in the round, did the same with the sleeves, and then I am now joining them. And what I'm doing, and this is Knit Picks Brava, the Dublin colorway. So what I'm actually doing is, because with the back, so I'm going to do this front and back, and I did the back first just to see how it would work out, because it was, I don't have to worry about doing the V in the front, because in the back it's just straight all the way up until like right about here. So I'm just knitting back and forth flat, and then when I come to the sleeve I actually like decrease the stitch. So what I'm doing is just knitting that last stitch of the body to one stitch off of the sleeve, and then it's creating, can't even tell now, oh there it is. So it's creating this like nice ridge that I actually really appreciate. And then on the inside, I feel like on the inside you really can't tell. Like you can tell because the directions of the stitches, like they're two different, they're perpendicular. But anyways, I really like how it's looking. I hope fit wise it matches up pretty much row for stitch, you know, row for row. And I'm almost done with that. Yeah, I'm actually almost done with the back. I only have 3, 6, 9, 12. I have 12 more stitches on each sleeve, so I need to sit down and mess with that a bit. Again, this is going to be a Christmas present for James. He has seen me working on it. He knows it's for him. He'll still be surprised. So, does anyone else have that? They, like, you work on a pattern or work on something in front of it, they know it's for them, and then they just, like, I don't know, like, he's always like, oh, I didn't know you finished that. Awesome, that's so great. And it's like, yeah. As long as you like it, it's all that matters. So, that's my other one I'm working on. I did add quite a few squares to my, what do you call that? Cozy memory blanket. And I started working on a monster ball as well, pretty much, or magic ball. It's pretty much you take all like scrap yarn, fingering weight, magic 8, tie them together. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And then you just make this big ball. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to make a blanket. Like I'm going to learn how to properly crochet and make a blanket. I mean, it'll be a slow process and a labor of love, because I don't have enough scraps to make like a full-size blanket, which is fine, but I'm one of those people that wants to use every bit of material, so I think that will enjoy that. Okay, as I mentioned, I have a dress that I finished sewing, but I left it upstairs and I don't want to go upstairs. However, I am making the kids' costumes this year because I have time. And this one is done, except I have to insert a zipper, so little. So this is the youngest. She is a fairy queen. She was very specific that she was not a princess, she was a queen. So almost all of this, except for the 2 middle layers of the skirt, which you'll see in just a second, were from my mom's stash. These are actually, majority of these are from previous costumes of mine when I was a little kid. So I thought that was kind of cool. I do want to make kind of like a belt for this because right here at the skirt, how I did all these skirts, I like kind of pre-stitched them together. So there, oh, that's not a good one. Yeah, right here. So as you can see the stitches, and that's just from me kind of, so how I did this, I didn't want to hem all this sheer fabric. So I folded it in half, however, like the length I wanted here, I made by folding the fabric in half, so I don't have to hem. And then at the top, just so I wouldn't have to worry about trying to keep it pinned, I just went ahead and did a straight line stitch all the way across to hold it together. And then from there I did combine them all together and then attach them to the skirt and then added the lining last. So, but yeah, anyways. So that is the skirt. Actually, she's super happy with it. She loves it. I think it looks cute. The sleeves, I did the sleeves a little different. They're supposed to be gathered. I really hate gathering. I mean, if it's not something that like you lay it flat and then you insert elastic and get it, you use elastic to get the size you want, which creates the gathers, I don't want to do it. So I kind of did pleats. Well, not real pleats. They were just kind of gathered up here. And then I did the same with the sleeve. I just kind of folded it. So, yeah, one big fabric in the middle. Which, because of this fabric being slightly stiff for the sleeves, it kind of looks like, oh, sorry. They're like, they shoot out really weird. They don't drape down, and that's more of the fabric. But they kind of look like little wings. That's my reasoning. She's happy with it. I'm happy with it. But yes, pretty much all of this is done. It was actually a really simple pattern. It's an old Simplicity pattern. They still have it. You can still get it. I think it's 1303. It has a bunch of like princess dresses and they're all interchangeable. So I didn't even really, all I used was like for the bodice and the sleeves and then kind of did my own thing with the skirt. So, but I will probably cut out because they also have it where there's like belts. You can make different belts to like do overlay skirts on top of the big skirts that you do on the bottom and whatnot. So I'm probably going to use that to make a belt to cover up what I'm too lazy to pick. So we'll see. Oh, well, see, it's peeking out right there, like the end. So I don't know, maybe I'll just unpick that and re-put it in. I might do that. I could just do that and then not even have to, well, I don't know. We'll see. I still have 3 more costumes to go. So, which I have a tiger, a mermaid, and the guy from Assassin's Creed. I don't know. That one's going to be interesting because I'm going to have to use materials I've never worked with before. So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah. Oh, and then other works in progress I have for sewing. The same dress that I just made. I went and bought 3 new Halloween fabrics. And this one, which I'm probably in love with the most, and made more dresses, the same exact pattern, except the first one I made was sleeveless because I just wanted to like get it done that night to have something to wear the next day. I am making sleeves for all of these, so it's gonna be like, this is gonna be the shortest sleeve. This is gonna be like right to here, 3/4 length, I guess that's what that's called. And then the same length for this one, but they have a hack. And the pattern is Freya from Tilly and the Button's new book, Stretch. And she has a hack, or like a sleeve thing in there, and I can't quite remember if it's actually for this pattern or a different one, but it shows you how to like runch up the sleeve. So you like install a little bit of elastic, and it creates the runching on the sleeve, which I think that would be really cute. This one's like super busy, so I don't want to do like tons of stuff to it. But I feel like this is simple enough and a little glittery that that would be super cute to do. That's really it. Excuse me. That's it. Like I said, I'm doing that pumpkin review. I'm sorry if it's maybe something that annoys some of you guys. I'm actually really enjoying it. I love pumpkin. I've been a huge pumpkin fan, and it just gives me an excuse to try all this stuff. Like I said, it's just really fun. It's really fun to try. I share with friends of mine who also love pumpkin, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of become this huge thing that's super enjoyable for me. Other than that, life stuff. If you want to leave, I'll see you guys later. But life stuff, everything's fine. The kids' schedules, 2 of the 4 kids' schedules, our seasons are done. And then the younger 2, their soccer season is done. And then this week is their tournament. So, and it's pretty much a knockout round. So we'll play Tuesday. If they win, we move on to Thursday. And if they win that, we move on to the championship Saturday. And then after that, it's done regardless. So, so we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty excited for that. Hopefully they make it all the way to the end, but you see. Yeah, that's really it. Trying to make costumes, doing pumpkin reviews and whatnot, trying to do different stuff for that. Yeah. Oh, I'm a matron of honor for my best friend Kristen, so I have those things as well. Just got done with a bridal shower at the start of the month, September the 1st, which turned out really well. And yep, we have a bachelorette party coming up. And other than that, that's really it. Life has just been chill. I mean, everything I've been posting on here is pretty much kind of what I've been doing through the week, besides like what the kids have been doing. So I have a knitting class actually Wednesday. It's the follow-up for the toe up class that I did last month. You know, pretty much allows everyone to get to the heel. We'll go over the heel turn if they have any questions, and then from there, that's that. So yeah, I don't know, I feel kind of boring that I don't have a lot more to say. but yeah, I just want to show you all what I've done, what I'm doing, and next time I'm on here I'll have 4 dresses to show you guys and maybe some shirts. I don't know, it's getting cooler here, which is great, and makes my sewing mojo, definitely my knitting mojo, a little bit stronger. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Check out the pumpkin videos if you're into that. So bye.